Hello and welcome, Gemini. I'm Adriana. I'm an evolutionary life coach, and I'm going to go with you on an intuitive journey through the tarot cards to uncover your spiritual message and focus for this week. So, we have the theme from the universe, lovely, the star. So, this is a great week, and okay, what's coming through very strong right now, I mean, it's still a great week, but what's coming through strong for you right now, Gemini, is that idea of blending and flow that we see. This card, I feel, is also about healing and coming back into yourself. So if you've been overextended, this is definitely the time to come back in and to come back healed. But this blending and flow that I'm feeling makes me think that this is more than just the internal self, that there's also a blending and flow with you and the environment. So not fighting and not antagonistic, but blending and flowing with it. There's something bigger about the energy of this card than usual. So let's just see where we go next. We've got the Eight of Swords for the energy that you're kind of in and dealing with this week. So Gemini, anything that's making you feel victimized or anything that's making you feel like it's really out of your control and you're feeling kind of hopeless and a little bit helpless, that kind of energy is not necessarily going to help you this week. It doesn't really help you any other week either. I realize that. But really, avoid the temptation to get lost there because there's a bigger connection going on. Whatever the situation is actually an opportunity for you to blend your gifts with what the situation is requiring. And when you consider this to be against you, or you feel helpless, or you feel hopeless, then you pull inside and you hold back your gifts. You see, she's got her hands bound, her arms bound, eyes. So she can't use any of her tools. She can't use any of the attributes that are given to her naturally. And it's so interesting, Gemini, because Gemini rules the hands. And that ability to do and to make is so available for you this week. But the mind will try to tell you that it's not. So using your hands, using your talents, hands being the extension of the heart chakra. So any of your heart-given talents, heartfelt talents, that's what's being asked of you this week. So we've got Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands, and then Three of Cups. So, okay, I'm beginning to see a little bit more of your situation here. You feel as though there is a little bit of a flow against the tide. This tide may show up in a social group where you used to fit in and everything used to be fine, but for some reason this time you're not feeling that kind of simpatico vibe anymore. This also could be family, anyone that's kind of close and familiar, siblings as well. And for some reason, you're having to fight to defend your ideas. You're having to fight to defend the things that you truly believe in. And perhaps you've had some kind of epiphany and you're able to see things differently now. And you have a different idea of what truth is, and you have a different idea of what your next move is, how you want to move forward in the world. It's our Ace of Swords here. But for some reason, it's not being totally accepted by others. It doesn't fit in with their views. It doesn't fit in with what they think. And you're having to protect it more. So the Seven of Wands is he's protecting his higher ground. So he's in a higher position. These people are trying to take away his position, and he's having to fight them off, fend them off. So you feel like you really are having to battle with yourself. But remember, we started in flow, in this idea of flow. And just because you have a new idea and you have a new truth that you've given birth to, that has come out of your insides, and you've really decided, yes, this is my way forward. The way to put that into the world is not through force. It's not through trying to convince or trying to persuade. It's simply being that idea and flowing, allowing other people to think what they think, but flowing in a different way in your own space. I know this is very kind of abstract, but there are some times when the energy asks you to really stand up for yourself and really force your way forward, and don't be afraid of antagonism. But that's not the energy this week. The energy this week is more live and let live, but also understand that when you engage in these battles with people that just don't get what you're saying or don't get what you're trying to push through, it's really a waste of your energy. Because if they're not ready to hear it, they're not ready to hear it. So the best thing you can do is just simply be okay with your truth, be okay with embodying your truth, and be okay with putting that truth into action. But just letting this stuff flow. If somebody doesn't agree with you, just say okay and let that go. If they don't get you and they're trying to pick a fight with you, just say, yeah, okay, or I understand, and just let them be. Because there's a deeper sense with this card, your star card here. This the Ace of Swords comes out of the water, and you see how this is all connected with that water element. So there is a deeper reason why this truth comes to you at this point. So there's a bigger purpose behind the timing of this truth. And eventually, those that matter and those that need to see this truth will come around, and they'll be able to perceive it the way you do. It's just not, you don't need to waste your time in verbal battles or convincing people of the validity of your truth. You just don't need to waste your time there. So it feels a little bit against the fray. It feels like you don't really want to put this out there, and that's okay. But understand that eventually this will rebalance. Eventually it will be accepted. Eventually it will flow, and everything's going to come together. What you need to do right now is embody that flow as if it's already here. And then from that place, you will be able to attract more flow, more acceptance, more space for this truth that you've unearthed. So Gemini, questions about that, please let me know. Thank you again for sharing your time and energy with me. I do so love doing these readings, and would love it if you would like and subscribe if you haven't already. You are also more than welcome to check out my website, True Guidance Tarot. It is still under construction. I am still revising behind the scenes, but whatever is available for you there now is available. So if you need some guidance or you're looking for some extra different perspective, please check out the offerings. And I will look forward to seeing you next time.